Всем доброй ночи. Мы продолжаем прохождение Зова Хуареса Стрелок. Итак, продолжить. Я погуглил некоторые достижения. И что я из этого понял? Что они мне в принципе-то и нахуй не упали. Мы продолжаем прохождение Зова Хуареса Стрелок. Ну, к сожалению, так. Просто некоторые из них, они либо прям завязаны плотно на дуэлях.
A bounty was put on Grey Wolf's head, and that's how I came to hunt him in the mountains. Mountains so high they tickle the nether regions of heaven.
Так, все хорошо, мышь работает.
Grey Wolf was a Chiricahua Apache medicine man who had led a war party in revenge for a massacre against his people. The U.S. Army had attacked his tribe during his daughter's secret sunrise ceremony, and the slaughter was unspeakable. I understood his anger, as there's nothing more traumatic than seeing those you love die in a cruel and painful death. Right from the beginning, I couldn't shake the feeling that Grey Wolf was watching my every move.
И сука же следит. Шестизарядники, винтовки.
He led a band of young Apache warriors who wanted retribution and were more than willing to die for him.
Короче, вариант такие. Можно спуститься к воде. И типа что-то здесь поискать. Но я не думаю, что реально будет что-то прям, ну, вот, стоящее. Типа вот есть дерево. Сорвешься в воду, тебе пизда. О, сразу, да. Сменить. Это как минимум одно оружие из тех, что положено. Дробовик я не возьму все равно, потому что, ну, мне влом.
They saw me before I saw them. And it crossed my mind that maybe this wasn't such a good idea. But now that the shooting has started, there was no backing down.
Ух ты! Кстати, первый раз, когда я не уклонился. Должен был, но не случилось. Причем забавно, тут нет КТшки, поэтому придется еще раз. Найден секрет. Это коренные американцы. Но по сути дела обычные апачи. Итак, раз, два, три.
They saw me before I saw them.
Кого-то не хватает.
It was rugged country, the winter home of the Chiricahuas, and that's why they had retreated there.
Погибли. Да. Упорство открыт. Еще один крутой револьвер. А тут еще есть задание типа прокачать вообще все. Пока они там устраивают разборки, сбегаю-ка я назад, гляну, не пропустил ли чего. Нет, не пропустил. Эй, блядь.
I admit to having some regrets about going after them the way I did. But then again, I got a lot of those.
Ну что ж. Они не оставили выбора мне. Что-то они сильно меня покоцали. Надо отомстить. Хотя тут все равно спуск.
Did you find Grey Wolf?
Not at that moment, but I did find the entrance to their hideout. A deep crevice that led to a
Сука,
deeper
живности
cave.
никакой нет.
Tell me you went in there.
Yeah, but it's not out of bravery so much as
Короче, тут он
pure
рассказал,
angry
что он на
cussedness.
мужика напихал всем столько. Что больше никто и не потянул. Разыщите в пещерах серого волка. Он переодетый красной шапочкой. Спит где-то под одеялкой. Ага, противников много.
See, back then, I had a stubborn
толку от
streak a
этого
mile
комбо.
wide, and I wasn't about to back down.
So it was
Back
like
down, прям.
pitch black in there?
Actually, it was pretty well lit, as they had torches on the walls.
Эх, трупы. Звучат как музыка. Ого! Не ожидал, не ожидал. Вот так вот. Тут, кстати, что-то интересное лежит в том числе. Плюс один секрет. А там что? Вода. Вода — это не так интересно.
How big was this cave?
Да ладно,
Big as hell,
серьезно.
Ben.
Мог и
Chiricahua
прострелить
had
с
hid
первого.
out there during the Indian Wars.
Сука, метки Апачи. Ладно, еще раз.
They thought it was haunted with the ghosts of those murdered by the horse
Там
soldiers.
есть такая штука.
The cave was
Получить
haunted
комбо
with dead Indian
X20
ghosts?
в достижениях. А это очень много.
To be honest, I was more
Ну и
concerned with
чё?
the live ones than the dead ones.
Типа, ну... Ну, это победа. Очередной стрелок готов. То, что их много, мне вообще никак не помогает. Потому что их не настолько много, насколько мне нужно. Зато тянет на ганфайтера.
How come you know so much about engines?
A few years back, I was married to two Mescalero women.
At the same time?
Yeah, they were sisters. Polygyny is traditional among the
Блять,
Mescaleros.
русифицировали
So what
бы ее
happened?
полностью.
Oh, I
Она
had to
была
get out of
такой
there.
охуенной игрой.
Those girls never shut up. both of them nagging at me all the time. Drove me half crazy. Haven't seen them since.
No, I mean, what happened with Grey Wolf?
Очередной секрет.
Well, I pursued him into the cave of death.
Шестизарядник мне не нужен. Ни один, причем ни второй. Так, что касаемо этого. Даже не знаю, стоит ли прям вот орлиный глаз, прицелиться через мышку замедляет время, поиск истины. Охренеть, а чё я раньше не выучил? Итак. Заходим.
I came upon this flooded grotto, and that's when I saw him. He came to me unarmed and unafraid. His voice echoed in the shadows. And I sensed he meant me no harm.
You carry great darkness in your heart, and if you do not release it, it will claim your soul.
The sound of his voice put some kind of ancient Indian spell on me.
Так, это что за откат?
As
Куда
his story
вообще? В какое
unfolded in my
время?
mind.
You will come to this place again and kill many more men, and the darkness will grow until it consumes everything that you are. The soul would have no raiment if the eye had no tears.
He said I was a great warrior, a coyote man, unequaled by any other pale-faced warrior, or something like that.
The snakes will bite shadows of your past until a venom poisons your heart, and an echo of the song of the dead summons the spirits deep from within the mountains.
I didn't quite get what he was saying, but there was definitely snakes. And indeed, his warriors surrounded me and attacked me like hungry
Так
wolverines.
облажаться, а? А пусть
They
меня
couldn't stop me,
завалят.
though, and Grey Wolf wasn't in the mood for idle talk.
Я уверен, что там получится набить комбо 20. А получилось бы.
I swear I couldn't see any way out of this trap. But suddenly, one just appeared. Kind of like a miracle.
Охуеть. Интересно, вот... чувак же невероятный пиздобол. То есть у него все вот прям вот так вырастает из ниоткуда.
I felt like I would be lost in that damn cave forever. Finally, I found myself back outside, perched on the edge of a precipice, overlooking a thundering whitewater river. To get where I was going required several leaps of faith, but no way in hell I was turning back. I chased after him, determined to make him explain the meaning of all that mumbo-jumbo.
Mumbo-jumbo's right. Are you making this all up as you go?
A few details may be fuzzy,
Всё ищу
brother,
шапку.
but I am relating exactly what
Последний
happened to me.
секрет этой миссии.
There were dozens of Apache warriors aiming at me from on high.
Dozens.
Well, maybe not dozens, but there was a lot of them.
At
Короче, вот
least
так.
3 or 4.
Well, more than that, little lady.
Их никто, конечно, не приглашал на это побоище.
had a steep climb
Ну,
up
так
creek ahead of me
проходишь,
and
и
scrambled
типа,
up
ну,
those
ничего
rocks like a mountain goat.
сверхъестественного.
I was determined to locate Grey Wolf and find out exactly what the hell he was trying to tell me.
Сука. И чисто спина мелькает. То есть бегать он умел. Вот. Что может в этой игре быть не так, да? То, что куда бы ты, сука, не пришел, и
That
так
crafty
понятно,
son
что
of a bitch led
происходит.
me right into a trap.
What kind of trap?
Well, son, there had to be at least 100 Apaches surrounding me.
100?
God be my witness.
Отлично. Теперь касаемо секретов. Угу. Отлично.
Oh, come on. Who you kidding?
Hey, I believe you. Come on, tell us how it ended.
All right, but I'm not gonna drag this out. Where were we?
You were surrounded by 100 Apache warriors.
Ну,
Well, I
пацаны
didn't take
погибли,
the
да.
time to count them exactly, but there were a lot of them. And in the end, a path appeared before me that I had not
Привет,
seen
привет.
before.
Ну да, мне нравится жанр. Это вообще серия игр кайфовая. Их всего 4. Одна в современности и 3 в прошлом.
I followed it as I desperately needed to find out
Причем та,
what
которая
Grey
в
Wolf was
современности
trying to tell me.
сильно современная на самом деле. О, самородок, говорят, где-то рядом. Надо найти.
But it was like that son of a bitch disappeared into thin air.
Да ну нахуй. То есть я был где-то рядом с самородком
Never did find him.
и не нашел его
And
в
never
самом
did
конце.
collect my goddamn bounty.
Ладно, продолжить.
Thank you, darling.
А ты как, любишь
It's
сам
interesting
жанр?
how the truth can sometimes seem might malleable, depending upon your point of view.
Мне не очень
Like
нравятся
how those
выживалки.
dime novels make you out to be something you're not?
Jack, don't be starting
Ну,
trouble.
тут тоже как бы один против
No,
всего
he's
мира.
right. They do tend to exaggerate.
Были союзники,
Did they
но мало.
exaggerate your part in taking down the Daltons?
Well, I was there in the flesh, boy, so I saw what happened firsthand. Those Daltons were lawmen once, before they all went bad, robbing banks and trains clear across the territory. Until Coffeeville, of course. I was one of the citizens who took up arms that day.
Fighting on the side of the
Надо было
right.
первым
I
открывать
did my
талант
best,
поиска.
sir. We all did.
Сейчас бы уровень прокачки был побольше. Причем саму эту историю, в принципе, искать-то и не надо.
It was early morning. One of my friends was a local gunsmith, and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take one. You see, the Daltons got it in their heads to rob 2 banks at the same time. 2 banks on the same damn street. Story was Bob Dalton's girl was always riding about how he had no ambition. Oh, you're nobody next to Jesse James, she'd say. Finally, the bastard took his brothers to Coffeyville just to shut her up.
Right. It's always the woman's fault.
Ну это ладно. Значит, назад мне пока не надо.
Well, the locals recognized the Daltons right off. Before they could get away, half the town took up arms to defend their property. Their first mistake was pulling a job in their own damn hometown. The boys grew up in Coffeyville, so everybody knew them. The bank teller tricked them, telling them the time lock on the safe wouldn't open till 9:30. Well, that gave the locals enough time to prepare an ambush for those sons of bitches.
Put some holes in them! God damn you!
Ну, в банк я пробрался. Это ладно. А какой круч-то? Кстати, какой круче, неизвестно. Вот они мне говорят. Где-то рядом лежит самородок. Этажом ниже, выше или вообще. Ну вот, я подхожу, и тут ничего нет. И с этой стороны ничего нет. Значит, надо пробираться дальше.
The brothers paid dearly for their stupidity, but everybody knows they had it coming.
There's more to it than that. I read all about that day, so I know for a fact that it went down very differently. First of all, it was high noon. A posse of U.S. deputy marshals were on the rooftop across the street.
Get ready, boys. They're gonna make a move.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months, and now they finally had them dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker. This man had no intention of letting the Daltons slip away. The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender.
They'll give up eventually. We just gotta wait to set the bitches out.
This bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever lay down their guns.
Первые бойцы закончились относительно быстро.
One of the marshals shouted, "Where are you going? Are you crazy?"
Hey, where do you think you're going, dumbass? That rifle's mine.
But he paid him no mind. He saw a way to get around to the back of the bank. Then he figured out how to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting.
Кстати, знакомая деревенька.
From above. Fortunately, a water tower was right there. A moment later, he was climbing up a steep ladder, laughing at danger as he did.
Так, ну один самородок у нас есть.
It was brave men like him who risked their lives to tame this wild country.
Пиздец.
We've got company.
heroic men like him, who did what other men couldn't or wouldn't to make this country free. Jim
Задержите,
Bowie,
говорит,
Davy Crockett, who died defending the Alamo.
Далтонов. Ну, мы задержим. А дальше что?
Is that Sайлас Гривз? Son of a bitch! I'm gonna... You better hide.
А, не очень хорошо получилось. Вот так пойдем.
That's Sайлас Гривз. What the hell?
Кстати, а как так вышло?
He came away victorious, taking down those thieving Daltons.
Что я проебал целый этаж, блядь, спускаясь. А не, меня как раз застрелил чувак в том самом месте. То есть сейчас я вот там, где был в самом начале.
His name was Sайлас Гривз, and when the dust finally settled, he was the last man standing.
Угу. Было.
Sorry, kid, but that just wasn't the way it happened.
Здорово, здорово. Ну да, пытаюсь.
It was early evening, not high noon.
Делать что-то годное.
I was late to
От
the party,
лайкосика
and
не
Coffeyville
откажусь.
was already up in arms. The Daltons
в
blew up
принципе,
a safe,
как
and
всегда.
were all set to hightail it out of there.
Тут еще и с поисками, с достижениями стимовскими. Правда, я не знаю,
Those
отсвечиваются ли
pathetic
они.
deputies surrounding the bank were dropping like flies.
Нормально, ну типа имя лох.
I had been tracking those jokers for months, waiting for them to do something reckless.
Boy, you are shit out of
And finally, they did. Those stupid bastards decided to rob two banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeyville.
Oh, now what? Damn, this too good for 'em. You can't get me.
А, набралась эта хрень. Вы отдаляетесь от истории.
Hey, you got us an evil. What's holes in them?
Those friends came after me like a pack of wild dogs, tooth and nail. They were coming at me from all directions. I caught sight of the Daltons running with the money and didn't want to lose them. Problem was, they knew the town better than I did. And to top it off, I found myself in the middle of another shootout entirely.
Did the Daltons hole up in somebody's house?
No, it was the Smiths, I believe. They were cousins of the Daltons, and they were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons. Which wasn't any surprise, because those two families have been feuding forever. And since the Joneses are related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married a Smith. Well, bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds in Kansas caught fire all at once. There was a hell of a lot of pissed off people in Coffeyville that day. But that's just the way life is sometimes. Shit happens.
That's right. Run!
Опа, а вот еще один самородок где-то от этой истории. вообще где-то тут должен быть. Ну, по идее, он где-то вот здесь. Ну, я честно не вижу, блядь. Вот они говорят, что он вот тут. Но он либо подо мной, либо надо мной. Отлично. Плюс талант. Не понял. Я еще уровень, что ли, получил? Вроде же только один был. Все, теперь можно по-быстрому проходить дальше.
The Dalton boys knew I would never give up. Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they always stood together. They set a trap to slow me down and allow at least two of them to escape. The third brother stayed behind to plant me, just in case that trap of theirs didn't work.
Да ну нахуй эти бревна, блядь.
It was Emmett, the youngest,
Ну а чё тут может
and he
быть, кроме
decided to
дуэли,
stand his
блядь?
ground and face me down.
I ain't afraid of you, Sайлас Гривз. This is where it ends for you.
He was determined to protect his brothers. I understood how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe for a long life.
Да мужику реально
I'm
похер.
gonna cut you in half. You are dead, law dog.
Ну,
But
первый
Emmett
готов.
Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeyville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23 times.
Well, Dwight, who do you think put all those damn holes in him?
Единственный типа выживший. Ну да, ну
But
да.
I have to admit, that boy had grit.
Главное, что я собрал все самородки. Хотя точность и подвела.
We'll get those suckers.
It took me a couple of days to track the Daltons down.
They can't get away with this.
And in that time, a whole posse of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand.
We'll track him to the ends of the earth.
Так, это
They
свои.
seemed as determined as me to find those outlaws. But as we
Вообще
headed into
недоволен.
those swamps,
Меня опять
it was
вооружили
like I had
каким-то
my
шлаком.
own private army. There was no way those boys were getting away this time.
It was early fall, right? Beautiful time of year. At least you had the weather on your side.
Not by my recollection. It was damp and foggy as hell. It was tough to stay on a true course. So we kept an eye out for landmarks.
Ну и чё, ленточка.
It was autumn. The maple trees were in full color, red as blood.
Хрень какая.
The rains that year were torrential, so the whole area was flooded. The vigilantes had spread out wide,
Меня
and pretty soon I
интересует,
couldn't
если
see
хоть где-то
anybody.
тут самородки. Тоже 3 карты.
Bury them in the swamp. Right where they stand.
Except for some bitches ahead of me wanted to do me harm. So I had to face them alone.
Ни хрена себе. Я еще и двоих примочил.
I wondered why my compatriots didn't come running when they heard the shots.
I'm done with you.
Ясно, я понял. лучше с одной руки. Это еще и скорострел.
So did you find the Daltons?
Not yet, but I did have the questionable pleasure of meeting a few of their friends. The boys had established quite a reputation by that time, so they attracted all manner of riffraff to their cause.
Патроны, бля.
Shoot that asshole! See that? I'll you into next week, boy.
Надо дать пацану кинуть в меня патроны. Да, даже не патроны, а этот. А ну попробуем поменять, может этот круче как-то. Хочу, чтобы он бросил в меня шашку. Есть достижение, короче, ебануть чувака с динамитом. Да, блядь. Я выполню это достижение. Просто понадобится чуть больше времени. Сука, одного из них надо, короче, убить, блядь.
Point being, I was under serious attack.
They're gonna bury you in a million. I'm gonna catch you in two.
Да ёп. Это принципиально прям.
And my reinforcements was nowhere to be seen.
Time for you to go.
Сука. Подставился ему. А должен был заебенить. Здорово, чё вы там потно доебенились?
Здорово.
Что нашли время мне набрать.
Это Миша что там? Он загасился, тебе звонит?
Brother, I'm gonna make you pay for that.
А у меня тут вестерн, блядь.
The boys had established quite a reputation by that time, so they attracted all manner of riffraff to their cause.
Что за вестерн? Дагестанская свадьба?
Shoot him in the head.
Не знал, что Дагестан находится на востоке.
Просто стрелять тоже не надо. А при чем
Да, тебе, честно говоря, плохо слышно.
They're gonna need a dustpan.
пираты не понимаешь, что это вот.
You can't hide from dynamite. This is gonna hurt.
Я все чтобы проработать.
You ain't seen the likes of me.
Point being, I was under serious attack, and my reinforcements was nowhere to be seen.
Ебать, посмотрите на гонимого, мужики.
Рубиться?
Там, короче, гоним тебе статы,
Мне надо как минимум миссию доиграть.
Мне нужен шар, чтобы давать.
But luckily, a barn materialized as if right before my eyes. I scrambled up top to get a better view.
Точно, точно.
But just ended up falling inside.
So, how did you get out?
The barn doors was open. About right then, I saw some suspicious characters running for the bushes. Of course, I followed them. But that goddamn swamp was like a goddamn maze, and pretty soon I had no goddamn idea where I was. Steve? Steve?
Huh? Oh, no, I'm listening.
Indians surrounded me from all sides.
Indians? They were Indians?
No. I just wanted to make sure Steve was paying attention. Now, where was I?
You were following the Daltons through a swamp?
That's right. See, Steve? Dwight's paying attention.
No, I'm listening. I was just resting my eyes.
Как выйти с этой хуйни? Я не понимаю.
So, where was I?
The Daltons.
Right. See, there's a reason so many outlaw gangs are made up of brothers. Being a brother is a very sacred thing. It's a bond like no other.
Кстати, это казарма там, да? А зачем какой дуракам там не русский, не что делаешь? Там надо долбить.
Bounty hunter! Stop that, so bitch!
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet, but I did find a few of their cousins. You Kansans breed like rabbits. More Smiths or Heimhoffers or who knows what. But hell, what's more important than family? I bet Ben knows what I'm talking about.
Somebody kill that son bitch! Kill that goddamn bounty hunter! can't get me. Ain't bothering me none. He has it coming. Now you're in trouble.
I knew those Dalton boys were out there somewhere, standing together against anyone who would threaten them. And that's when I saw it. A goddamn steamboat.
A steamboat in a swamp?
Yeah, Steve, but this wasn't much more than a wreck, really.
But how'd a damn steamboat end up in the swamps?
Yes, it floated off during the flood of '89.
Now, was it a stern wheeler or a side wheeler?
What? Does that really make a difference, Steve? It was a steamboat with a goddamn army on board. It was then that a fusillade of bullets come raining down from on high. And those vigilantes who accompanied me weren't anywhere to be found. But among those men that were shooting at me, I thought I saw some familiar faces. Somewhere up there, the Daltons were waiting on me.
Так, еще один самородок.
Я накричал на них, блядь.
И чё, помогло?
Ай, не знаю.
Ты сказал им, что они мудаки?
Sounds like you don't give up too easy.
That's the kind of man I am, Ben. I set out to do something. I do it. Surrender just ain't in my nature. Plus, I'm stubborn as hell.
You will rule the day.
Right about then, much to my relief, the vigilantes finally arrived. Their leader motioned at a cabin in the middle of the top deck, pointing me directly at the Daltons. I finally had them, after months of dogged pursuit. But it turned out that they had me.
Take him out! I'm sending you to hell!
The Daltons had played me like a fiddle. Apparently, the vigilantes were on their damn payroll. They didn't just want to shoot me. They wanted to burn me alive. But finding my way out of a burning labyrinth proved to be quite a challenge.
It was a riverboat, right? I mean, it's not like it was a goddamn ocean liner.
Well, yeah, but I was in a
Did you
fight.
hear about that ship that's gonna launch next year? Largest one in the world.
We're talking about the Titanic. If you ask me, it's too blessed big. I don't think it'll even float.
So anyway...
Don't be stupid, Steve. They know what they're doing. They say that the Titanic is unsinkable.
Oh, God.
But getting back to that steamboat, how'd you get off it, Mr. Gривз?
I took in a lot of smoke that day, so I admit my recollection might be a bit hazy. But somehow I managed to finally disembark. I was coughing up smoke and pretty damn pissed. I was done playing games with those boys. It was time to settle this once and for all. Bob and Grat weren't about to come at me one at a time. They were in this together. Two brothers side by side, determined to take me down. Confident that this time the odds were on their side.
Сыграть эту игру, боже, блядь. Это давно не начали?
Я сам играю.
Тебе вообще не показывается.
Я думаю, пойду его покалибрую.
Блять, как же хорошо было сыграть в эту игру, бля.
В какую?
Ну, в доту, просто, блядь, с адекватными людьми, блядь.
А, да, пойдем, я с тобой поиграю.
Не,
Ты
не
скажешь, что
сегодня.
тебе очень и очень хорошо. Ты же соглашался 2 дня назад, пока я был на работе. Или засал.
Не сегодня точно. Меня сегодня довели до Лима.
До чего тебя довели?
Самое что интересное, Русик, или я ливнул, и мы выиграли.
Ха-ха-ха-ха.
Я
Так ты
очень
еще
рад,
и
что мы
ливер, да?
выиграли. Слава богу, что, блядь,
Это
без
со
меня.
мной ты не хочешь играть, а сам ливер?
Да. Я просто, понимаешь, я играю, чтобы, ну, получать удовольствие. Но когда я не получаю удовольствие, желание играть пропадает.
То
Я
есть ты не
получил удовольствие.
получаешь
Я почти
удовольствие,
сделал
играя с кентами,
рампагу.
но получаешь удовольствие ливая?
И я
Я
вцикал.
получаю удовольствие, играя с нормальными людьми.
Не понял.
Ну вот нехуй пиздеть на меня было. А что творить? О, блядь, нормально сняли.
То есть я ненормальный человек?
Я этого не говорил.
Нет, ты сказал, ты получаешь удовольствие, играя с нормальными людьми. Но играя со мной, ты не получаешь удовольствие. О чем это говорит?
А то, что
Что
ты
ты не
слишком далеко
умеешь
пришел.
играть.
Я умею, как положено, на второго рекрута. И нехуй на меня пиздеть. Я второй рекрут. Надо
На
гордиться
самом
этим.
деле, иногда кажется, что реально на рекрутах люди лучше играют, блядь.
Ну, иногда так и есть. Они, наверное, ну, твины же. Че вы там поапали? Все уже? Титаны?
Ну да куда там?
Оба,
Я,
оба 3, ебать.
я в плюс-минус играю примерно. Плюс 100, минус 100 у меня получается.
У меня сейчас двойная дуэль будет. Я одну уже проебал. Решил покурить,
Ты...
потому что это будет потно и долго.
То есть это тот, который мне сказал, я сейчас миссию пройду и зайду.
А я еще ее прохожу. То есть она не закончилась. У меня там двойная дуэль. То есть смотри, принцип такой, ну, как в любой коридорной хуйне. Ты убиваешь всех типов, и в конце у тебя босс.
Ладно, забей, потом расскажешь. Не на стриме.
А чё не на стриме? Как будто у кого-то спойлеры будут. У меня вон 3 человека на трансляции сидит, 2 из которых я.
Two brothers side by side, determined to take me
Вот
down.
как, сука, на них двоих
Confident that
сфокусироваться,
this
блядь.
time the odds were on their side.
Тут, кстати, интересная система. На клавиатуре надо управлять рукой, а на мышке надо фокусироваться. Типа не успеешь выхватить, завалят сразу. Кто-то отключился. Сука, опять убили. То есть первый стреляет дальний.
Блядь,
They got it wrong. A sad end for
Да,
those two.
положил обоих еще и
If they'd
по-честному.
only known that Emmett was still alive despite his wounds. Paroled 14 years later, he moved to California and sold real estate and lived off the legend of that fateful day. And the tragic death of his two brothers.
Да, точно за миссию 59%. Ну, такое себе.
Где хелпа нужна?
My own brothers died tragically as well, truth be told.
Да?
а против кого ты стоял?
Там был типа...
It was 1868, and me and my older brothers were pulling a tidy profit running cattle into Juarez, Mexico. One night after my brothers retired for the evening, I found...
Кстати, вот я сейчас доиграю миссию, долго надо будет ждать?
Нет. Все, моя холпа не нужна, я тогда ухожу. Вот он, видишь, 3-го уровня угол.
Little Boba Brайнт and another asshole named Jim. They wanted their money back and everything else we had, including our lives, as those boys didn't want us coming for them later. Bob put that old Spanish coin in my mouth and said, "I won't have it said that I left you with nothing, boy." Well, those horses bolted, and there we hung as those bastards rode away. The branch finally snapped under the weight of the three of us, but being my older brothers were bigger and heavier, they were already dead. And right then I swore to myself that I would avenge them. Ringo you know about. But Bob eluded me, until I heard he was riding with the wild bunch.
Так, сколько по времени еще?
Мне играть?
Да.
Минут 15, я думаю. Думаю, вряд ли больше.
3 еще затянется.
Я к тому, что вот мне сейчас заканчивать
через 5
выходить.
секунд. Давай стана быстро войду. Стана войду, стана войду, стана.
I'd been on their trail for months, ever since they left their hideout in the Bighorn Mountains.
Да, опыта набрал, будь здоров.
Мы сейчас фастом пушим. Стана ему.
Ух ты. Да, я почти следующий уровень получил.
Led by Butch Cassidy. They were a loose association of outlaws who robbed banks and trains from Colorado to Montana.
Ты же рейтинг играешь по ролям, правильно?
Нет.
Among them was the Sundance Kid, and that murderous hombre I was tracking, Rosco Bob Brайnт.
Were you a part of that giant Pinkerton posse after the Wild Bunch?
No, boy. A circus like that would have slowed me down. Besides, I wanted Brайnт all to myself. I'd heard about a large shipment of gold being transported to Wilcox, Wyoming on the Overland Flyer.
Давай.
Да.
Я пока тогда в аркаду зайду. Еще 3 режима есть. Максимальный счет. Это хорошо.
Я сейчас подойду со скелетами, сильно не быкуйте.
I'm here.
Сильно не быкуйте, отойдите. Ваша задача просто... Я иду на развороте. Если кто-то может собрать.
Итак, счет и 2 минуты. Что-то такой себе рекордик, мне не понравилось.
Сейчас я покупаю ТПшечку, мы идем наверх.
Охуеть. Это как это он так?
Я так понимаю, о существовании вардов здесь никто не знает.
Ну, как всегда. Так, он скорострел и 2 ствола не подходят.
Подходите ко мне, мы сейчас будем драться.
I'm here. Stop him.
Ну ладно, пока все.
Но она мне не нужна.